This video explains how to replicate a vector in a matrix object using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you several examples, and all of these examples are based on the vector object that we can create with line 2 of the code. So after running this line of code, a new vector object called vec is appearing at the top right, and we can print this vector to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 3 of the code. And then you can see that our vector contains 5 integers ranging from 1 to 5. Now let's assume that we want to duplicate this vector several times and combine the duplicates in the rows of a matrix object. Then we can apply the code that you can see in line 5. And in this line, I'm using the t function in combination with the replicate function. And within the replicate function, I'm specifying the number of times I want to duplicate our vector, and I'm specifying the name of our vector object. And then I'm storing the output of this in a new matrix object that I'm calling mat1. So after running line 5 of the code, this new matrix is appearing at the top right, and we can print it by running line 6 of the code. And then you can see that we have created a new matrix containing 5 columns and 3 rows. And each of these rows contains a duplicate of our input vector. Now in this first example, I have explained how to use the t and replicate functions for this task. However, it's also possible to use the matrix and length functions, as you can see in lines 8 to 11 of the code. And within the matrix function, we need to specify the name of our vector. We need to specify the number of duplicates. Then we need to set the ncol argument to be equal to the length of our vector. And we need to set the byrow argument to be equal to true. So after running lines 8 to 11 of the code, you can see that another matrix object is appearing at the top right, which is called mat2. And we can print this matrix to the console by running line 12 of the code. And then you can see that we have created exactly the same matrix as in the first example. However, this time we have used the matrix and length functions instead of the t and replicate functions. So in the first 2 examples, I have explained how to replicate our vector by rows. However, it's also possible to replicate our vector by columns, and this is what I want to show you in the third example in lines 14 and 15 of the code. So in line 14 of the code, I'm once again using the replicate function. Then I'm specifying the number of duplicates and the name of our vector object. And that's it. I don't have to use the t function in this case. And then I'm storing the output of the replicate function in a third matrix object that I'm calling mat3. So after running line 14 of the code, this third matrix object is appearing at the top right, and we can print it by running line 15 of the code. And then you can see at the bottom that we have once again created 3 duplicates of our vector, however this time by the columns of our matrix. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.